Welcome back, y'all. Thank y'all so much for clicking on my video. If y'all saw my podcast yesterday with Savon, thank you so much for tapping in. And Savon, if you're watching, thank you for making it out yesterday. So some of y'all probably asking what's today's podcast going to be about.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know.
Today I just want to cover the bombing that happened in Palestine at the hospital that killed a number of people, a number of innocent people. And right now our media is pointing fingers saying that it was done by its own people. So today's podcast, I just want to cover it because I feel like those whose lives have been lost, it's not fair, just for people's lives to just be taken away and for media just to be pointing fingers. At the end of the day, people were killed and we don't want to highlight that. It's very, very annoying because I'm just watching the media right now. Like I literally just saw like a whole montage that Israel made of Hamas supposedly like killing the people at the hospital. Like they showed that a missile went in the air and it was supposedly shot by Hamas and then hit the hospital. But who knows, accidents do happen. I'm not always trying to point the finger, but at the end of the day, innocent people are being killed. So this article was basically saying that Joe Biden on Wednesday said he received information from the Pentagon that indicated that Israeli defense forces were not behind the Gaza hospital blast of Tuesday evening, which killed hundreds of people.
Ya Allah! Ya Allah! Ya Allah!
Sheltering inside. So it was just a number of people. It was just, women, children, nurses, doctors, personnel, everyone fell victim. So there was a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Tel Aviv earlier this Wednesday. In a meeting with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Tel Aviv earlier Wednesday, basically Biden said that the attack on Gaza's, the hospital, the Baptist hospital, appeared to have been caused by the other team. He literally used the other team. So like, I was just looking at the horrific scenes. Like I might show it just to show you guys, the aftermath. Of course, I'm not going to show like the graphic stuff, but it was terrible. And there's also like, I just watched it. There was supposedly like this audio recorded from two Hamas members speaking to one another and supposedly saying that the missile that they shot over the air, Israeli supposedly shot it over the hospital and the shrapnel came down and hit the parking lot because the missile didn't hit the hospital, it hit the parking lot, which killed a lot of people. So I don't know, there's so many sides to this story, but at the end of the day, hundreds of Palestinians were killed. Nurses, doctors, people who are just trying to help. So Biden's diplomatic trip to Israel was part of an effort to show solidarity with Israel. So following a devastating and coordinated October 7 attack by the Palestinian militant group Hamas. I know there is tension between Hamas and Israel. Like I don't want to act like, oh, Israel just did this out of nowhere or Hamas just out of nowhere just attacked Israel. There's tension between these two like energies, like it's been years in the making, 75 years in the making of this clashing, and we're just acting like this just came out of nowhere. Right now I'm seeing so much Islamophobia. Like I brought up in my podcast earlier about that Palestinian kid who got killed, and just right now, like I'm just seeing so much articles and videos on YouTube that are just showing videos of Muslim jihadists. Like they're using these words again. Like yesterday when my podcast with Savon, we covered like the use of language.
You're better than that language.
And the language they're using right now is going to cause a lot of tension. And there's a lot of protesting going on all around the world in a lot of Muslim countries. So I just feel like what we're seeing right now is like new forms of clashing between races when there should not be any clashing. Right now they're making it all a religious thing. They're using the religion of Islam, they're using Christianity, they're using Israel as God's chosen people. So again, the wordings that they're using, it's very strategic.
I don't buy it.
And we have to be careful, The US government formally said it believed Israel was not responsible for a deadly strike at the hospital that killed hundreds of people in Gaza City. Our assessment is based on available reporting, including intelligence, missile activity, and open source video and images of the incident. which was said by the National Security Council spokesman Adrian Watson. That was a statement he made on NBC News.
I don't think anybody would believe this story.
And also with what I just said right now, I just saw a video that there were like the Israeli army personnel, like the captain or, you know, the leader was showing footage of the hospital and like videos just of the missiles going in the air. Then they like, I think it did show like their dome that shoots the missiles in the air. It collided. And so I'm just saying right now, it could have been accidental. I'm not sure. I'm just reading what I'm reading right now. There was like so many other articles I was reading, it just kept on saying Hamas is responsible, Hamas is responsible, Hamas is responsible. This is like the first article that was saying either side could be responsible. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because who knows the truth, you know? So following the blast, Hamas militants blamed Israel, which has launched massive airstrikes on targets in northern Gaza. The Israeli military vigorously denied that one of its rockets had hit the hospital. So right now they're just, it's a lot of pointing back and forth, when at the end of the day, again, innocent people were killed, you know? We never give the people who are killed like just the humility they deserve, you know? So Watson said the United States was still trying to determine who fired the missile. She also offered a rare public description of active intelligence being gathered. So this is a quote that I believe she states: "Intelligence indicates that some Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip believe that the explosion was likely caused by an errant rocket or missile launch carried out by Palestinian Islamic Jihad." Again, Palestinian Islamic Jihad. In Islam, we're not taught to shoot rockets and kill people. Like, the reason why I'm saying that, because right now all I'm seeing on the news is this Muslim jihadis or Islamic jihadists. Like, that is triggering.
You triggered something in me right now that I'm trying to let go of. I have let go of. Moving on with my life. I don't need it, like, resurfaced.
This Islamophobia, again, that is interesting. So the militants were still investigating what had happened. So right now they're still investigating who bombed the hospital, you know. The top Republican on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Marco Rubio, offered fresh insight into Israel's strategic thinking about its widely expected ground invasion of northern Gaza. So this ground invasion is going to be very bad. I think they're still in the process of doing it right now. Like, they're literally going full out. Like, they're going to walk with soldiers, tanks, and who knows what they're going to do. It's going to be bad. And right now they're saying that, like, there's a lot of people saying that the Hamas were under the tunnels in the hospital, so that's why the hospital was bombed. So again, there's all these stories being thrown around, but it's just, again, where is the real facts?
Facts.
You know, who can we rely on to really investigate? Can we rely on America investigating and finding out who did this? Can we rely on the state of Israel to investigate this? Like, who can we trust to investigate and give justice to these lost souls, you know? So on October 13, Israel ordered more than 1 million civilians living in northern Gaza to evacuate their homes for your own safety, right? There's even videos that would show like pamphlets being thrown in, like, from the helicopters or the airplanes, like, down, and, you know, the Palestinians are reading it, and it basically said to leave your homes, leave everything you love, leave the land of your ancestors if you want to live, you know? Like, just imagine. And at that time, Israel did not give the civilians a specific timeline, but fleeing residents told NBC News that they believed it was a matter of hours, not days. In the weeks since then, that thousands of Israeli troops amassing on the Gaza border have not swarmed into the northern Gaza, any timeline for an invasion is likely to be closely guarded, military secret. So this ground invasion is going to be really bad, by the way. Like, what I've been reading, like, the Israeli, like, leaders are basically telling their soldiers, go in there and just go ham, like, literally, like, erase these people. So President Joe Biden will address the nation Thursday evening from the White House, where he will discuss America's response to the attack on Israel and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So we're gonna see what he has to say, but I already know it's not gonna be good. So the speech will begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and broadcast from the Oval Office. So I've been watching videos of what Biden's been saying lately. That man has nothing to say, but we're gonna stand with Israel, and we're gonna give you all of our dollars, and we're gonna,
Mr. Wise Guy over here.
you know, just really interesting. So the announcement came as the White House prepared to request billions of dollars in additional funding from Congress to assist Ukraine and now Israel with the wars they are fighting.
Wonderful.
Like, I feel like we all just forgot what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, and it's so funny because right now Biden is like talking about this war in Palestine, and yes, I think it was yesterday, he's also still talking about Russia. Like Biden is just like pumping out his chest, like thinking that everything that he says is not gonna have repercussions, you know. And what's up with that today, that earthquake alert? I know y'all got that alert. Like, I was literally in bed and I'm like, should I go back to sleep or should I sleep under my bed, just make sure I don't get hit by, you know, just the ceiling fall down on me or something. Just interesting times. So it says Gaza's health services are being overwhelmed by the extreme challenge of meeting the healthcare needs of the rising number of wounded patients, all while facing significant shortages of medical supplies, water, and fuel. And he also noted that the attack on the hospital added further pressure on this crumbling healthcare system. So literally this hospital had literally like maybe all whatever was left of the resources, and then boom, all of it was gone. So again, you're just seeing the Palestinian people being depleted of natural resources. And I don't know if y'all been seeing the videos, but just the children that's coming in the hospitals with burns and lacerations, and sometimes heads are missing and arms are missing. And there's a video with the guy holding 2 bags, I swear, with just arms, baby arms. I swear to goodness, it hit me so hard. Literally, we're carrying what was once children in plastic bags, and just kids walking in their homes and just seeing everything destroyed. It's just very interesting how we can see something from far away and it just continues to happen. Like, we think when stuff like this comes out to the mass that the people who are oppressing the oppressed will stop, but it just seems that they just keep feeding the fuel. Like, what can we do? You know, what can we do? And right now there is going to be I saw like 6 videos right now of people's YouTube accounts being shut down, their Instagrams being, you know, swiped away. So it's just, even if I had my account shut down, I wouldn't care, to be honest, because at the end of the day, our voice is power. No matter how much they censor us, no matter how much they lie to us, at the end of the day, there was casualties on both sides. I'm not trying to say that like I said on my other podcast, that I'm supporting one side of humanity and I'm ignoring the other side of humanity. But right now, what's being showed on our Western media is that we're choosing a side, and we're literally ignoring the side that has the most casualties. The ones who do not have light, electricity, water. If you guys seen videos of the hospitals in Israel, they're literally laying down, relaxing, drinking Capri Suns, with like literally people from all around the world there. And then you look at Palestine or the Palestinian people, you just see kids taking care of kids now. That's all that's left. Literally, that's all that's left. All the hospitals bombed. I saw today the last bakery, the last bakery that was selling bread in that area was bombed. So literally, like, they're being depleted and depleted and depleted. So I just feel like this was just important for me to bring up, not knowing that I just wouldn't be able to sleep if I didn't cover this, you know. I have a lot of Palestinian friends, and it's not just about having Palestinian friends. This is humanity. We're seeing people being killed. These are people who deserve to live, you know. So I just feel like at the end of the day, justice is gonna win, you know. Like, we're gonna get justice, but it's just sad how it takes a lot of death, you know. It takes a lot of death to get justice. It's unbelievable. And before I let you guys go, I actually ran into someone at the gym. I went to the gym at 24. I went to 24 Hour Fitness around like 2 in the morning, and there was a guy that was at the front desk. He was like an African American dude, you know. He said "Salam alaikum." I was like, oh. I was like, alaikum salam, you know, which pretty much means peace and blessings be upon you, and, you know, in Arabic. And then we just started talking, and then he took out the Quran, and then I swear he started reading. He read something about the war that's going on right now in Palestine and Israel. And then, you know, I told him that I had a podcast and stuff. And then, you know, he read the quote to me, and he told me to make sure I tell the people. That's what he said. He said, make sure you tell the people. But pretty much what he said was, or in the Quran it said that, like, what you're seeing right now, it's like, we think it's the most disgusting thing you've ever seen, or what the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. But like, God knows what we do not know, and that's what the Quran was pretty much saying. Like, with everything that we're seeing, we don't know what the wisdom behind everything that's happening, you know? Like, we think these children, they say that, like, oh, all these children are being killed and stuff like that, but like in the Quran, we believe when these children are killed, it's like a ticket to the highest heaven, you know? So like in the Quran, it's just basically reminding us that, you know, when people are killed in such a manner as this, you know, it's okay to be sad, but they're going to a way better place, and that they are going to be within the kingdom of God, you know? They're going to be living on the gardens of peace and harmony. So basically the theme is, no matter what we go through, God is going to always be the end result. And there's like a famous, it's like this term that we always say in Islam. We say inna Allahi wa inna Allahi raji'un, which basically means like to God we belong, and to him we shall return. Like, no matter what our environment is doing to us, no matter our circumstances, to him we belong, and to him we shall return. So at the end of the day, we should just be grateful that we're going to return back to a loving Lord who's not going to oppress us, who's not going to bomb our hospitals, who's not going to, you know, do all this crazy stuff that you're seeing right now. So just want to say thank you guys so much for, you know, watching this video. This is just to give justice and to give the respect to the Palestinian people who are literally watching their country being taken off the map, man. It's crazy. It's really crazy to see colonization, I guess what you can say, like literally being kicked out of their homes. But all right, but that's the last of me. Like, it's just, I'm really upset right now. I cannot be myself seeing this going on. Like, I can't watch TV, I can't watch movies. Like, I can't be myself, I swear. Like, it's not, I was like telling my mom and my dad, I'm like, how can you sleep? Like, how can I sleep knowing that people are suffering? Like, how can I be under a blanket knowing that there's kids under rubble? You know, like, you know. But at the end of the day, just please, every single person who's watching this video, just pray, you know, pray for justice, pray for peace, because you never know when God is gonna just unleash justice. And when God unleashes justice, I don't know if we want to see that, you know. God, he brings the best justice, imagine, but like, I don't know, we don't want to mess with God, we don't want to make him angry, you know. So maybe we stop slaughtering his creation, and maybe we all come together, you know, all religions, all race, all colors of people, you know. But all right, thank you guys so much again. I hope you guys have a beautiful day or night. I'm always thankful for y'all staying tuned and watching my videos. Even if it's 1 or 2 people, it don't matter. Like, y'all making a difference in my life, only if y'all knew. And I hope y'all can pursue your dreams. Farewell, y'all. Have a good one.